Well, folks, I reckon you recall how Bill Cody, while escorting Dave Archer, John Mills, and his daughter Jane back to Hard Rock, was attacked by a band of Blackfoot Indians. Cody held them off in a desperate running fight, while that gang of hoss-thieving coyotes, headed by Jim Rodney, watched off without lending a hand until they seen the Indians might get the worst of it. Then they tore in and helped Cody drive off the Redskins. That ornery snake, Breed Johns, sent ahead by Rodney, convinced the citizens of Hard Rock that Rodney did all the rescuing. And when that big prairie schooner pulled into town, Rodney received a whooping ovation. Cody informed Rodney that he was riding to the fort with proof against the white man that caused the last Cheyenne attack. Rodney ordered Breed to prevent Cody reaching the fort with that proof. Breed bargained with a band of Blackfoot renegades to capture Bufallo Bill. The Indians ambushed Cody and fight a terrific battle.
Partner, come here.
Men, we've got to outwit Mills and his gang. They'll leave no stone unturned to defeat my election. And they'll get Cody to help them.
No, Cody not help. Breedy, he have make business with Blackfeet for fix Cody.
I hope you're right, Breed. But we can't afford to take chances. I've got an idea. The election takes place on Thursday, so we have only 3 days. And before the citizens of Hard Rock gather at the polls to cast their vote, I'll have every one of Archer's supporters out of town. Hawks gave me the idea tonight in the saloon. He was showing some high-grade stuff that Lem Trampers brought in. That good-for-nothing prospecting brother of yours. But he wouldn't tell me where he found it.
Well, what's high-grade ore that Lem brought in got to do with this election?
Everything. Joe, on Thursday morning, when the citizens are gathering at the polls,
I want you to have Lem ride in with his pockets full of nuggets.
Yes?
He's to tell everybody that he found them at Crow's Creek. Picked them up off the ground. Show them to everybody. That'll start a gold rush.
Yes, gold rush. But you know what that means? Everybody can go to Crow's Creek. No votes, no election.
Breed's right, Jim. Everybody will go.
Yes, everybody. Everybody except my supporters, who are to be told that the gold rush is just a fake to get Archer supporters out of town.
Oh, then we are to fool this day, and you'll be elected for sure.
Breed, you've got more brains than I thought you had.
Well, hello there, Archer.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Jack.
How are you, Mills?
Hi, thanks.
Dave, I sure hope you win this election.
Thanks, Jack.
Good luck, Dave. You can have my vote.
Thank you.
Dave, I wish I had $100 for you, boy.
I know you do, Mills.
How about it, huh?
Well, fine, Jim. I'll vote for you.
Good. I wish you had more in your family.
You bet.
Have a cigar? Cigar.
Dave.
Lots of luck, Dave. Thank you, Andy. Gee, it's a great turnout, isn't it, Mills?
Sure is. I think they're all for you, Dave.
All right, folks. The polls officially open. Step right in and put your votes in that cracker box on the table. One at a time now. Just a minute. One at a time.
Hey, Dave.
Hey! Hey, folks, look! Free gold!
Let's fire it about out in Crow's Creek, and there's lots of it.
Let's see coming up, partner. Let's see coming, boy. Free gold! Why, Crickety? I'm leaving for Crow's Creek right sudden.
What's going to happen to the election if all these people leave town?
I don't know, Jane. I guess our only hope is that enough of the people who are friendly to us stay here.
Yeah, now right on your trail, brother. Me and my whole family. Wait a minute. You've got to vote before you go.
Tom, we can vote any time, but you can't find free gold every day.
Dave, there's something wrong here.
You found that gold at Crow's Creek, Lem. It seems to me you're mighty liberal with your information.
Well, I could have kept it to myself, but there's enough gold out there in Crow's Creek for the whole of Hard Rock. Ain't no need to be stingy with it. Come on, folks, I'll show you where it's at. Joe, our little scheme worked. Better trail along with them.
All right, Jim.
Dave, I'm a-going to Crow's Creek and call Lem's bluff.
Yes, and as soon as I cast my vote, Dave and I'll be right at it. All right, boys, come on! You boys go inside and vote. Well, Dave, looks as though we're licked. All our supporters are hightailing it for Crow's Creek.
Well, I guess we better be going with them. Let's get our outfit together. you're just too late to vote. Polls just closed.
Jim Rodney's been elected town marshal.
He has, huh?
Yeah, it's a regular landslide.
What's happened to Hard Rock? Where's all the citizens?
Didn't you hear about the big gold strike? Well, they've all stampeded out of town for Crow's Creek. They're picking up free gold down there by the handful.
Crow's Creek?
Yes.
That's where Big Crow and his hostile Blackfeet have just set up a camp. Why, those citizens have got to be warned. Oma, napekwan. Akta sama. Okmema, nap.
Indians! Blackfeet! Get them wagons in a circle. We got to fight and make every bullet count.
Sure, take one.
All right, folks, here they come.
Mama, apret matem tot.
Blackfeet, Mills.
De kanekwan, testam oma napekwan.
We better turn back and try and make it for Hard Rock.
Come up and sama.
We may make it before they overtake us, but we've got to ride. Let's go. They're getting ready for another attack.
Jima, napekwan. Smakiem to oma napekwan. Tapos mo up there.
Hey, mana!
Here they come, Cody. Let them have it.
Well, folks, here I be, aiming to enlighten you about how that square-shooting scout Bill Cody saved the citizens of Hard Rock when Jim Rodney planned to have himself elected town marshal by having Lem Tampus ride into town yelling, "Free gold! Free gold! Found at Crow's Creek!" Lem allowed that gold could be picked up for the stooping. Quicker'n scat, the whole town of Hard Rock hit the trail for Crow's Creek. That is, all but Jim Rodney's friends who stayed behind to elect him, which they did successful. Bill Cody, cantering into town, asked where all the folks was. Being informed, Cody gets plumb worried, 'cause Big Crow's hostile Blackfeet are camped at Crow's Creek. Cody stampedes over to warn the gold seekers, but the Blackfeet had already attacked the citizens. Cody fetches up with Dave Archer and his sweetheart, Jane Mills, and her father, John Mills, being chased by redskins. And he leads them to a cabin where they fight like all tarnation.
We was on our way over to join the gold rush. Heard the explosion. Thought we'd ride by to investigate. What caused it?
Black powder and Blackfeet Indians. We got out of that cabin just in time.
How's the election going on, Milt?
Why, the election is over. And Rodney was elected town marshal.
Rodney elected. Well, that's the worst thing that could happen to Hard Rock. We'll storm on this unit. Gonna have to...
If they make another attack before Jack gets back with help, they'll wipe us out.
Start at the door, him, iron. Nigger, so stop.
There ain't a council planning another attack. When they'll start it, we'll intercept them.
Start at the door. Don't remind it. Not on. Don't on it. Him, how we have him. Start his trouble.
I'll pick off that young chief. That will throw the others into a panic. Be ready, boys.
Hit the silver. Come on.
Here they come, men. Make every shot count.
Was about out.
Yes. And I got here just in time to keep you folks from going on to Crow's Creek. Don't you know Big Crow has set up a camp there with 1,000 of his hostile Blackfeet? All right, folks, let's get back to the circle. Take care of the wounded.
Come on.
Lem, did they?
Joe. Cody. I want to talk to you. But I didn't want to kick off without confessing. But Cold Strike at Crow's Creek was a fake. I didn't find any high grade.
Mills, you and Dave take charge here. Start these people back to Hard Rock. I'm riding on to the Shrine Village. I've got some important business with Chief Thunderbird. All right, Bill.
All right, folks, come on, let's get these wagons up here. Give me a hand here, all right? Start up in this wagon. Grab hold of
Well, Rodney, how's things in Hard Rock?
Hank Carter, do you know that you're addressing the new town marshal of Hard Rock? Just been elected. Have a cigar.
Good. Glad to hear it. Jim, I made a mistake. Got it there in the bag, and I'm heading east to bring out the wife and the boy.
So you've struck it rich, eh? Go on in and have a drink.
Oh, Hank. Well. Hello, John. Hello, Dave.
How are you, Hank?
Well, where have you been for the past 6 months? You know, John, I've struck it rich. I'm not forgetting that half of the gold that I got belongs to you for grub staking me. How about that stamp mill you sent east for?
We already sent Steve inside for it. But I don't know what's happened to them. They should have been back a month ago.
Dave is right. We certainly do need that stamp mill. You know, John, I'm heading east to bring back the wife and the boy. I'll put in half with you. You say the word, buy the stamp mill with part of this gold I've got.
That's a go, Hank. But you know you're taking a chance traveling alone. Come on over to the house. We'll talk it over.
I'll do her, boys.
Took him a long time, but he sure hit her, didn't he?
Yes, he sure did, Dave. Well, we can use some of that money in the stamp mill, can't we, Dave?
That's too much gold to go east. Besides, we don't want a stamp mill.
You're right, Jim.
Get it.
insist that you let Dave accompany you until you get out of this hostile Indian country.
No, sirree. I don't want no escort. Old Hank Carter's too smart for these Indians. Well, folks, I'm going to hit the trail. Goodbye, John.
Goodbye, Hank. Good luck.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Hank.
And Miss Mills.
Goodbye, Hank. Remember us to Mrs. Carter and the boy.
Well, I'll sure do that.
Dave, Hank is traveling through Dark Canyon Trail. Put on that Indian outfit. Follow him and see if he gets through.
But why the Indian outfit?
Because he's going through Cheyenne country. And you stand a better chance to get through disguised as one of them. But don't let Hank see you. Well, partner, what do you say you and I have a rest?
Well, folks, I'm just hungering to recall to you all what happened to that right famous scout, Bill Cody, after he, with John Mills, Jane Mills, and Dave Archer, escaped that burning cabin where the Blackfeet had them corralled. Jack Grady, riding like fury, meets up with Cody and tells him the predicament of the citizens near Crow's Creek. Cody, leading the others to the rescue, arrived just as the Indians were about to annihilate the whites, and by pretty smart maneuvering drove them Blackfeet off. Lem Tampus confessed that his gold strike was a fake, and the citizens turned back to Hard Rock. Jim Rodney, like the snake he is, ordered his half-breed henchman, Breed Johns, to trail Hank Carter and get the sack of gold he was carrying. Dave Archer, meanwhile, disguises himself as an Injun and trails Carter to protect him through the hostile Injun country. Cody sets up at a water hole, not knowing that a renegade Blackfoot is a hiding right there.
Oh, thanks, Jack. That sure was a good shot.
Yeah, just in the nick of time, Bill. How'd the Blackfoot get your rifle?
Just plain carelessness on my part. I ought to know by this time there's a redskin behind every tree in this country.
Sure glad to run into you, Bill. Happened to get within hearing distance of a powwow last night near Big Crow's camp.
Well, did you learn anything?
Yeah. You know, they're planning an attack on Hard Rock.
Well, if that's the case, we better ride in and warn the citizens of Hard Rock. And then overtake Captain Culver and his troops and bring them back for protection. You know, Jack, there's one thing Big Crow doesn't like. His soldiers.
You're sure right, Bill.
Well, Jack, let's be riding.
All right, Bill.
Đi ba wa đi home.
I'll take that gold, Breed. I said I'd take that gold.
Well, there's enough gold there to buy 5 stamp mills, Jim.
Breed, Joe. Quick! Don't move, Archer. You're under arrest.
What do you mean, Rodney?
You killed Hank Carter.
That's a lie.
Well, we're taking you into Hard Rock, Archer, and give you a fair trial.
Rodney, this is an outrage. You know I didn't kill Carter. You're trying to hang this killing onto me in order to cover up your own crimes.
Well, we'll let a jury decide that. Perhaps you can explain why you're masquerading in an Indian outfit. Joe, Breed, put Carter on a horse. We'll need him for evidence.
Can you move, matar? You move. You move. Can you move, matar? More, can you move, matar?
I'm telling you, men, Breed, Joe and I saw Archer kill Hank Carter.
Why, I don't.
Where's Archer now?
No, I don't either.
Where is he? He's inside, in the storeroom, under guard. And as marshal of this town, I call this meeting to decide what we're going to do with it.
You're right, Rodney. Let's go in and form a jury.
What happened to the gold that Carter had?
I don't know. We didn't find it. From a distance, we saw Archer kill Carter. But we couldn't find the gold. He'd evidently disposed of it before we reached him.
Say, Mills. Rodney's got Dave locked up in the storeroom and has accused him of murdering Hank Carter. What?
Dave, murdered Hank Carter? Why, that's impossible.
Something's gone wrong here.
We've got to get Dave out of this. Come on.
All right, Archer. They want you inside. Come on.
Plenty, Mills. Breed, Joe Tammers, and I saw Dave Archer kill Carter. That's a lie, and you know it.
Dave!
What's this all about, Dave?
I don't know, Mills. It looks like a frame-up.
Well, you're not going to get away with it this time, Archer. We found you standing over the body of Carter, disguised as an Indian.
All right, if I killed Carter, then where's the gold he carried?
That's what I'm waiting for you to tell us. I'm also waiting for you to tell us what you were doing on that trail, disguised as an Indian and carrying a bow and arrow.
I can explain that. I told him to put on that Indian outfit to protect Carter through the Cheyenne country.
That's a pretty story, Mills, but it won't stick. There's only one thing for murders: miner's law. You wouldn't dare do that, Rodney. Why not, Mills? The people of this town are entitled to protection from such crimes as that. There's only one thing to do, Mills. That's to call upon the people for a vote. What do you say, folks? Let's
Why, it's Fawn Eyes. I wonder what's happened. Well, I guess he's done for, Jack.
Yeah, it looks that way, Bill.
Tuma. What did she say? 3 Johns killed him, then killed a white man further up the trail.
We better investigate.
All right, Jack. We better put this Indian on her horse. You know, she'll want to take him back to her people. Up, Kihim.
Oh.
Dave Archer, the citizens of Hard Rock pronounce you guilty of the murder of Hank Carter and sentence you to be hanged at Shepherd's Clearing. This is an outrage. It's a frame-up.
And we're not going to stand for it.
I'm with you, Andy. Men, take him out.
Stop! You call yourselves white men, and yet you take the life of an innocent man with as much indifference as does the red man whom you pretend to despise.
Miss Mills, you have no right to interfere with justice.
You call this justice? You were not elected Marshal of Hard Rock to use that office for personal vengeance, and you are not going to do it.
Vengeance has nothing to do with it. As Marshal of Hard Rock, it's my duty to see that this murderer is hanged. Neither you or anyone else can stop me.
Oh, yes, there's one who can stop you. Bill Cody. He knows the meaning of justice. And I'm going to get him and bring him here.
You?
Bob, there's only one chance to save Dave. That's Bill Cody. He's at the Cheyenne village.
Come on. All right, men. Bring on your prisoners. We have declared miners' law, and that law must take its course. Come on. Men, we can't allow Rodney and his gang to do this. Jane was right. It's murder.
Yes, but what can we do? Well, the outnumber is 5 to 1.
All right, bring him around here. Out this way.
Come on!
All right, string out that rope. All right, Rodney. Now remember, men, I don't want any interference.
Oh, Mr. Cody, Jim Rodney and his gang have accused Dave of murdering Hank Carter, and they're taking him out to hang him.
Where are they taking him?
Out to Shepherd's Clearing.
Come on!
Well, anything to say, Archer?
Yes, I've got something to say. You or some of your fake jury should be sitting on this horde.
Rodney, this is murder.
Keep them covered, men. Bills, if you or your friends interfere with justice, you'll receive the same fate.
All right, Rodney, let's get it over with.
All right, men. Get ready. All right, men. String him up.
You know, folks, I'm plumb alarmed concerning the predicament of Dave Archer. And the way that horn-toad, Jim Rodney, is trying his best to lynch that innocent critter for killing Hank Carter and stealing Hank's gold, when you all saw Breed Johns, Rodney's ornery henchman, down Hank with an arrow and then rob him. But John Mill's daughter, Jane, told Jim Rodney he was a no-count marshal and she was going out and get Bill Cody to see that justice was done by Dave. Right pronto, she hightailed over to the Cheyenne village to get Bill. Rodney had his mangy henchman truss up poor Dave and herd him over to Shepherd's Clearing, determined to string him up, with poor Jane a riding like fury to save her sweetheart.
String up that rope.
All right, Rodney.
Now remember, men, I don't want any interference. Anything to say, Archer?
Yes, I've got something to say. You and some of your fake jury should be sitting on this horde.
Hurry up with that rope.
Rodney, this is murder, and we're not going to allow it.
Mills, if you or your friends interfere with justice, you'll receive the same fate. Where are they taking him?
Out to Shepherd's Clearing.
We can't allow this. Come on.
All right, Rodney, let's get it over with. Get ready, men.
Straighten up!
Rodney! Drop that gun! And the rest of you, put them up and keep them up! Rodney, you've gone just a little too far. Dave Archer did not kill Hank Carter.
What authority have you to interfere with justice?
The authority of the federal government, and a statement of an eyewitness to the crime.
You'll pay dearly for this, Cody. I am an officer of the law, and backed up by the citizen of Hard Rock.
And I'm backed by a troop of cavalry, stationed a short distance up the trail. Dave, get on your horse, and I'll see that you get a fair trial. Here, Dave, take that.
There's no soldiers up the trail. Let's overtake Cody and get our prisoner.
Come on, then! We've got to stop Rodney!
If you know what's good for you, you and your men better get back to Hard Rock.
Fawn, I said she will help us to avenge Lone Wolf's death.
That's good news, Cody.
Bob, you, Jane, and Fawn ride right up to Ford's cabin in Red Rock Gulch. Jack, you ride back to Hard Rock and tell Rodney that Fawn has taken us to the Cheyenne village, where her uncle, Chief Thunderbird, will protect Dave Archer until I return with the troops to conduct a fair trial. All right, Bill. Dave, you and I have some business over at Rodney's cabin. Folks, let's be moving. Some of the Rodney's gang might be trailing us. Bull.
Almost out there.
That looks like Jack, that friend of Cody's. I wonder what he's nosing around here for. I don't know.
Howdy, Rodney.
Howdy.
Did you know that Cody had taken Dave Archer and Jane Mills to Cheyenne village?
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. Fawn I told him that her uncle, Chief Thunderbird, would protect them.
Yes?
Until Cody brought the troops into Hard Rock for Archer's trial.
Someday I'm going to wipe those Cheyennes off the face of the earth. You go back and tell Bill Cody that I send him my compliments.
All right, Rodney.
Come on.
No, how come they're gone up at the mount?
Pina, Justa.
Peace I must, so tight.
boys. Cheyennes. We need those redskins. Yeah, now get on your horses, quick. Be sure to get those 4 Indians. Never mind that squaw. All right. Get him! Get that one there!
Dave, you stay here and guard the trail. I'll investigate Rodney's cabin. All right, Reed. Drop that gun. Come out. If you expect any mercy, Breed, you'll show me where you hid Carter's gold.
I know hide gold. Rodney, he hide in fireplace.
Show it to me. What's happened? I got him, Dave. Get her up. Let's get him in this chair. Come on, Reed. Get up there.
Joe.
Yeah?
This chief is Thunderbird's son, Swift Arrow.
He is?
Uh-huh. We'll take these Indians into Hard Rock, lock them up in the storeroom. Then I'll send word to Thunderbird that we'll exchange them for Archer.
That's a great scheme, Jim.
Yes, and it'll work, too. You take 2 of your men. Go to my cabin and wait for me there. Dutch and I'll take these Indians into Hard Rock.
All right.
Dutch,
Take this one.
All right.
Don't let him get away.
Come on, boys. All right, Dutch. Up the valley.
We saw some Cheyennes, and Four Eyes went out to meet them. We thought that she was going to have them capture us.
No, All Night is our friend. She rode out to lead the Cheyennes away from you. You know, she believes we're going to capture the man who killed Lone Wolf.
And now that we've got him, we'll certainly string him up for killing Hank Carter.
Yes, after we've convinced the citizens of Hard Rock of that fact.
I guess you're right, Bill.
All right, Reed. We'll leave you here until we need you. Bob, you stay here and keep him company for a few hours.
All right, Cody. He'll sure be here when you need him.
All right, folks. Let's be getting the trail. Dave, you take Jane back to Fort Cabin. I'm riding into Hard Rock with Carter's gold to prove your innocence.
All right, Bill.
Here in the brush. When they come through, we'll jump them.
All right, Joe.
All right.
Pahaska. Na, what, me. Here. Honda. Ma. Abu!
Well, neighbors, here I am still a-trailing you and feeling prouder than a peacock the way Bill Cody herded in and stopped that short-horned Jim Rodney from lynching Dave Archer. And I feel some proud the way John Mills' daughter, Jane, hightailed out there and fetched Bill to the rescue. But I'm still some alarmed. For even after Cody put the hobbles on Breed and found Carter's gold hidden in Rodney's cabin, Rodney is still vicious and wanting to string Dave up. Now, Jack Brady told Rodney that Dave and Jane were at the Cheyenne village under Thunderbird's protection. This so enraged Rodney that he fetched up with some Cheyennes, including Swift Arrow, Thunderbird's son, and took them all prisoners, intending to trade them to Thunderbird for Dave Archer. Cody sends Dave and Jane to Ford's cabin, while he takes Carter's gold to Hard Rock, as enraged Cheyennes set out to wreak vengeance for the insult to Swift Arrow.
We'll hide here in the brush. But when they come through, we'll jump.
All right, Joe. All right. Step up, boys. They're still on me. I told you I'd make a real town out of Hard Rock when you elected me marshal.
Jim Rodney, you're all right. You sure put the fear in the hearts of them Indians.
Yes, and I'm going to show Bill Cody how to handle Redskin. Oh, well, Luke. You speak Cheyenne, don't you?
Yeah, I speak.
Come on out and help me talk to my Indian.
Luke, tell Swift Arrow that we're going to send one of his friends here under guard to his father, Chief Thunderbird, with a message.
Mita wuho. Womot no. Taha mo. No more. Hota. Hani. You say what you want to say in message.
That we'll set him free if his father, Chief Thunderbird, will deliver Dave Archer to me.
Liho. Kana. Moon. Pata. Shiva.
No Nemo. He wafta ni mo. Wahna ma vivo. He ha he do. Esto. What'd he say?
He say, Chief Thunderbird, he come take Hard Rock. He set Sun free.
We'll let him attack. We'll drive him off as we did before. Come on, Luke. A few more days of confinement, and he'll be willing to listen to me.
Dave, what is he saying?
He said that his son, Swift Arrow, is being held captive in Hard Rock, so he will hold us captive. And if death comes to his son by the hand of the white man, then death will come to us by the hand of Thunderbird.
Dave!
Cody! Maher, vi hof Haska. Ni vi hum.
Dave, what did Mr. Cody say?
He seeks counsel with Chief Thunderbird about Swift Arrow. Ista, oe maniba. Thunderbird said that if Swift Arrow is not released before night, he will attack the town of Hard Rock.
Oh,
Iha Vesiva. Uwe Maha. Vihu Sina Ha. Jane, Cody just told Thunderbird that if his braves attacked Hard Rock, the white men would kill Swift Arrow.
he's right.
Bahaska, Nihita. Niha. Sone. Niha Po. Everything's gonna be all right. Thunderbird promised to set us free for the return of his son Swift Arrow. And Cody promised to bring him back.
Oh, I hope he does.
How? You heard our agreement, Dave? Yes, and thanks to you, Cody. Don't worry. You and Jane will be all right here until I return with Swift Arrow. Who do you suppose is holding him prisoner? Rodney, no doubt. But I promised to bring Swift Arrow back here before tonight, if I have to bring the troops to do so. That's Big Bear, Swift Arrow's brother. He insists that we be burned at the stake to avenge the wrong done his brother.
But Chief Thunderbird promised
Yes,
that...
I know, Jane. And he'll keep his promise.
No! Where are you? That's Thunderbird. Come on! Hey! Nee! So full!
Oh.
Don't be afraid, dear. Cody will move heaven and earth to help us.
I know, Dave. But I'm afraid of Swift Arrow's brother. There's no telling what he might do before Cody returns.
He is a hot-headed savage.
I wonder whose horse that is down there in front of the shack.
I don't know. It ain't Breed's.
Well, let's take a sneak down that way and see who it belongs to.
All right, let's go.
In my pocket, you'll find $2. I give you them for one smoke.
I don't want your $2. You don't deserve it. I'll give anybody a smoke.
I got him.
Cody, he do this, and he have taken away Carter's gold. We must get to Hard Rock, quick, and tell Rodney.
Yes, we had Archer and the Mills woman when the Cheyennes rushed us and carried them away. Come on, let's get to Hard Rock.
Rodney, I have come to demand the release of those Indians you were holding as prisoners.
Yes? And for what reason?
Jack here says that Fawn Eyes was with Swift Barrow and his warriors when you captured them, and she escaped.
Yes, what if she did? What does that mean?
It means that she will ride to the village, tell Thunderbird that you are holding his son, Swift Barrow, prisoner.
Yes, and Thunderbird will go on the warpath and attack Hard Rock to get his son.
Can't you see that you're endangering the lives of every man, woman, and child in Hard Rock?
Mills, I'm handling this. And if you or your friends attempt to interfere, you'll find yourself in there with those Indians. Mills is right. Even if we are with Rodney, we're not going to stand for his inciting another Indian attack on this town.
Send the squaw for water, and I'll untie them.
Must be to know.
Oh.
That's politically. Snap mechanically, I've been making deal. Workers.
Let's get back in our places.
Hello, Cody.
Howdy, Sam.
Say, you're just in time to settle a little argument inside between Rodney and Mills.
What's the argument about?
Rodney is holding some Cheyennes prisoners in the storeroom. Mills is demanding their release.
Mills is right. They've got to be released. I'll tell you what you do. Get all your friends together and bring them inside. We may need them.
All right, Bill, I'm with you.
Rodney, if anything happens to the people of Hard Rock, the responsibility will be on your head. Now, Rodney, my duty to the federal government is to try and keep the Indians off the warpath.
Yes? And what has your duty to the federal government got to do with me, Cody?
You've got to release Swift Arrow and the other Indians you're holding prisoners.
And what if I don't?
If Swift Arrow and his friends are not released and return to the Cheyennes before the moon rises tonight, Thunderbird will attack Hard Rock and destroy every living soul in this town.
That's just what I've been trying to tell him, Cody.
Well, this is serious, men. Cody knows what he's talking about.
You can't trick me, Cody. Old Thunderbird isn't going to attack Hard Rock. Why, your friend, Jack Brady, told me that you're taking Dave Archer to Thunderbird to protect him from me. Cody, I really stripped Arrow and his friends when Thunderbird turns Dave Archer over to me to answer for his crime of killing and robbing Hank Carter.
Archer's innocent of that crime, Rodney, and you know it. Your man, Big Johns, killed Hank Carter.
We'll go around the other side. How do you know that?
The confession of Big Johns himself, who is now a prisoner under guard at your hideout cabin. Rodney, you've reached the end of your rope. Here is Carter's gold, which I found hidden in your cabin.
Cody's right. This is Carter's gold. He showed it to me just before he left for the East.
Jim Rodney, I accuse you of instigating the murder of Hank Carter.
Howdy, folks. Well, I calculate you recall how that old Cheyenne, Chief Thunderbird, held Dave Archer and Jane Mills captive because that low-down, no-count Jim Rodney, town marshal of Hard Rock, held Swift Arrow, Thunderbird's son, a prisoner. Bill Cody, while a-pleading with Thunderbird to release Dave and Jane, was told pronto by that old warrior that Dave and Jane stayed put until Swift Arrow was herded back to the Cheyennes. And if he wasn't back before moon-up, the Cheyennes would attack Hard Rock and wipe it off on the face of the earth. Bill Cody stampeded into Hard Rock and confronted Rodney and demanded Swift Arrow's release. But mule-like, Rodney stood obdurate. While back at the Cheyenne village, Big Bear, Swift Arrow's brother, attacked Dave Archer with a knife, set on avenging his brother's wrong. Cody throws it in Rodney's face that Rodney's henchman, Breed Johns, killed Hank Carter and stole Carter's gold. Cody, I really stripped Arrow and his friends when Thunderbird turns Dave Archer over to me to answer for his crime of killing and robbing Hank Carter.
Archer is innocent of that crime, and you know it. Your man, Breed Johns, killed Hank Carter.
We'll go around the other side. What proof have you of that?
The confession of Breed Johns himself, who is now under guard at your hideout cabin. Rodney, you've reached the end of your rope. Here is a sack containing Carter's gold, which I found hidden in your cabin.
Cody is right. This is Carter's gold. He showed it to me just before he left for the East.
Jim Rodney, I accuse you of instigating the murder of Hank Carter.
Holy shot!
I'm all right, folks. Only scratched. I dropped to avoid the second shot. We've got to release Fifth Arrow before the Cheyennes attack this town. You're in the storeroom. Follow me.
Let's get it out.
Right, boys. Mills, you stay here and watch for Rodney. I'll take Swift Arrow and his braves back to Thunderbird and secure the release of Dave and Jane. But I've got to write fast.
We haven't got a chance. We're guarded on all sides. We better get back in our places. Jane, you brought Thunderbird just in time. It certainly looked like my finish. George, ride back to Hard Rock and tell Dolly that we're hiding in Alkali's shack over on the Big Creek.
All right, Jim.
Come on, boy, this way.
No, ma. Niha, nibitachi. Nina?
No. Das ist George Sinan Mamon. Nikola Sinan Kasset.
Haska. Nihan. I Gusta Nivia.
He says Cody just returned with Swift Arrow, so we're free.
Oh, I knew he'd get here in time.
This trail's getting pretty heavy, Steve. How far we got to go yet?
Oh, we should make Hard Rock by tomorrow. Our good luck holds on.
I bet those old gold diggers in Hard Rock been holding their breath, awaiting this sap mill I'm toting.
Well, if they have, they've been a-holding a long time. But it's worth it. With the bringing of this stamp mill here, they sure brought a lot of people on this wagon train.
You're right, Steve.
Well, what do you say we get a-going? Get on.
I'm ready. Well, folks, I guess I'll leave you here. Dave, you ride into Hard Rock and help Mills to establish law and order. I've got some business over at Big Creek.
All right, Bill. But you better keep your eyes open for Rodney and his gang.
That's just what I'm going to do. Well, I'll see you in a few days, Dave. Goodbye, Jane.
Goodbye, Mr. Cody.
Well, come on, honey.
Tell me what's happened.
Plenty, Jim. The stamp mill's on the way here.
Impossible.
Nothing's impossible when Bill Cody takes a hand. Listen, Archer and some of the men are going out to meet the wagon train.
We've got to stop that wagon train.
I think I go to my friend Big Crow at the Blackfeet village. I have some business with him.
That's a good idea, Breed. But the rest of us will trail along this time. Let's get going, boys. And if Archer and Mills is with that wagon train, so much the better.
Folks, the wagon train with the stamp mill should be nearing Dry Gulch Trail. We're riding out to give extra protection to the Blackfoot country.
Keep your eyes on Rodney's friends. If any of them leave town, trail them.
You leave it to us, Mills. But you see that you bring our stamp mill back safe.
We will.
Breed, you tell Big Crow that we'll give him lots of money if you send his warriors out here to stop a wagon train.
Hikska krema pekanekwan. Apanaka sakit po kamema imistaki. Akita sama inna.
Big Crow, he say all men away hunting. He only have small band warriors here. Well, tell him to send what men he's got to stop the wagon train. He can come on later with the others to finish the job.
Pekanekwan, put a comment to sakit po.
The wagon train!
You're right, James. And that's just about where we expected to meet them.
Yep, I thought we'd locate them about here. Well, come on, folks, let's go down and meet them.
Let's go.
Oh! Why, look, there comes Dave Archer, Mills and his daughter, and some of the folks from Hard Rock. Howdy, Steve. Howdy, Dave.
Hi, Steve.
Howdy, Mr. Mills.
Hello, Steve.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
Well, you got the old stamp mill aboard?
Yeah, we sure got her. How's everything in Hard Rock, Mr. Mills?
Great. We'll have a boom town when this stamp mill arrives.
Well, that's sure fine.
What kind of a trip did you have, Steve?
Oh, we had an easy one. Ain't seen a sign of an engine. But we're getting short on water back here.
Oh, well, that's all right. Plenty of water ahead at Smoky Creek. That's only a few hours' drive.
Look! Who's that coming over there?
Why, it's Bill Cody.
Sorry to alarm you, folks, but the Indians, the Blackfeet are coming.
Better circle these wagons here and get ready for a fight.
No, not here. You'll have plenty of time to run onto Smoky Creek. There's plenty of water there and some shelter.
You're right, Cody. Steve, Make sure the women are in the wagon.
All right, Dave. Miss Jane in the second wagon.
Dave, you take charge here. I'll ride on to Gasper's Gulch, where Captain Coburn and Stoops are stationed. We may be able to head them off before they attack.
All right, Bill.
All right, men. Let's get going.
Right in here, miss.
Get up! Get up! Get up!
Well, what are they waiting for? Why don't they attack? You say train's too strong. Too many Indians get killed. But we've got to attack. You tell them if this train gets through, there'll be hundreds of others. It'll drive out the Indians. Well, what did he say? He say they're going fire grass. Put ring of fire around them. That's the idea. Stampede them. That'll break them up.
It was late in 49 when they gonna still be mine, there is rolling California.
Got him this time, boys. They're trapped like a lot of rats.
It's the woman Jane in it!
Well, friends, I just loped over here to kind of help you all recall how Bill Cody forced that discard, Jim Rodney, to show his hand and flee Hard Rock. But unfortunate like, while Dave Archer, with John Mills, his daughter Jane, and other square-shooting citizens, rode out plumb full of happiness to welcome and escort in the wagon train that was a-fetching the long-delayed stamp mill, that ornery snake, Rodney, cat-footed over to the Blackfoot village and started a band of them hostiles out to capture the train. Cody, overhearing Rodney's plot with the Injuns, hightails out and warns the wagon train. Then he stampedes to the fort to get the soldiers. The Blackfeet, fearing the wagon train too big to annihilate, string a circle of prairie fire around the train, which is galloping desperate to get shelter at Smoky Creek.
It was late in 49 when they promised to rewind.
Come on, man. Come on, boys. Get around there. Go, me. Get it. We've got 'em this time, boys. That trapped like a lot of rats. Jim Rodney, you are one smart man, eh? Come on, boys, let's go. Gene, I got you. Right in the fire! Come on, boys! Oh, thank God you're safe, James.
Well, she's all right, Mills.
Say, we've got to get out of here. That fire sure is traveling fast.
Right you are. Let's go. In here, son.
Yes, thanks.
Blackfeet! stragglers.
Come on, boys.
Steve, circle the wagons. We've got to fight.
They keep circling. Why don't they charge? Finish.
Maybe you like to show them how. Yes?
Captain Coleman, the Blackfeet are riding to attack a wagon train near Smoky Creek. We may be able to head them off before the attack.
Sergeant, boots and saddles.
Cody this time, sure.
You ride back here and hide, and then jump him. Come on.
All right, Cody. Put him up. And keep him up. Get off the horse. All right, Joe. Breathe. Disarm him. Gotcha, Cody.
Paharska, не установили, сетесева.
Aho.
Не гады тестас, не установили тану.
Ipava.
Paharska, не установили. How не установили?
Cody, what's happened? Rodney and his men ambushed me. If it hadn't been for the chief here, I would have been done for.
What was Chief Thunderbird talking about?
Chief Thunderbird said, the Cheyennes desire peace with the white men and will protect them against the Blackfeet.
Isn't that wonderful, Dave?
Well, tell the chief we thank him and accept his offer.
Aho. Si vos da Nivia. Jack! What's happened?
Blackfeet, Bill. They got me.
I'm carrying an important message to General Merritt. It's got to reach him at headquarters before morning.
Headquarters by morning? Why, that's a 100-mile ride. Yes, I know. But that message got to go through. Dave, you get Jack into Hard Rock to a doctor.
All right.
Good luck to you, Bill. Goodbye, folks. I'll be traveling.
I'll be taking care of Jack.
But there's gold in California that will make our dreams come true, and I'll claim mine for the girl I love.